Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. And you can't talk business without talking real estate. Oh. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's given you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.
It is Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on the Boss Up Houston Network, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive with Lexi Company. Here you go. It's your girl, T. Foxy Wyckoff. We're going to talk business today. Let me tell you what I like to do. I like to give you recaps. And from the recaps, I always go in to break it down in depth. So I know that we were talking about wealth, and I know that I'm supposed to have a guest, but let me tell you, my guest is sick. So we're going to do the guest next week, and we have a treat for you. So you're going to really love this. As I told you with this company, I am a real estate consultant, I'm a mortgage consultant, and I'm a business consultant, right? Well, with real estate, that helps me to do a lot and to be able to do a lot. So I have builders on staff. So I have two builders, custom builders that we have, and they build within the Texas area, if you will. Now, with having said that, that's going to be your treat. So we're going to have one of those on, and we're going to talk about building and architect and all of that. I don't know if that'll be a part 1 and 2, but we'll see. We'll see how much they get accomplished on that next show. Okay, listen, for the devastation that has happened around the world, the wars that is going on, we at the Boss Up Houston, we send our condolences to those families, and especially those who were affected. Athletes, we want to say to you, just keep your head up and keep going, even though you would rather be there fighting or be with your family, but we appreciate for all that you do for us. We also appreciate our military. Oh my God, thank you, Jesus, for our military, Father God. Thank you for our government who has stepped in to assist. Thank you for NATO. Thank you for the allies that we have around the world. Those of us, we just need to, when we're saying that little prayer, just send up a prayer, for those who are going through, if you will, okay? All righty. So, as I stated, I gave you a recap of business. Now I'm going to go in depth. So I'll be going in depth in intervals, if you will. So next week we're going to have the builder, presumptively, and an architect, their father and son team. I think you're going to get a kick out of this one. And of course, Black owned, if you will. So that's always good because we are out here representing and doing things, okay? So we're going to probably take a break. And then once we come back from the break, I'm going to go in depth in regards to one section of the business that I talked about on last week, if you will. Now, let's see. And then also, so I don't forget, I'm going to bring in the VA specialist. We're going to, remember I told you before, we're going to be reiterating these things, okay? So we're going to bring in the VA specialist. That's going to be the last person. And to recap on veterans benefits and things of that nature, okay? All right, and getting approved, okay? All right, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network. We're going to break. Come back.
Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience than cable. Ask me how to get 300 megabits per second for only $35 a month, plus taxes and fees, with no annual contract, no bundles required, and unlimited internet data included. Call Boss Up Houston Network at 832-895-5095. Again, that is Boss Up Houston Network at 832-895-5095. Limited availability may not be available in your area. Speed change based on combined upload and download capacity of internet 300, internet 500, and internet 1000 for Xfinity selection and cost for 100 meg, 500 meg, 600 meg, 1 gig, or 1.2 gig cable services with uploads of 10, 20, and 35 megabits per second. Download max speed is 920 megabits per second for internet 1000. Speed vary, not guaranteed.
This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up,
Stay up.
look up, stay up, and this is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Want to be a boss? Let's talk business. Let's talk fashion. Let's talk health, fitness, community, lifestyle, and finance. With Boss Up Houston, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com.
Yes, people. I thank you so much for coming back. Once again, this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate with your girl, T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network. Once again, we're going to be talking in depth about one of those concepts that I gave you that you need to follow when you're doing business, opening up your business. This is what we're going to go to right now. We're going to go to the attorney aspect, the retainer aspect of it. I will be getting an attorney on, maybe several attorneys, to talk about the portion as it pertains to the restitution. Oh my God, I'm thinking about restitution. The retainer that you have to pay every month. As I stated to you guys before, there is an issue that happened years ago with my cousin, whom I love, and she didn't have an attorney. She wasn't paying an attorney a retainer fee per month, and this Jazzy Belle was able to come in and to take her company. Not only did she try to take that company, my cousin went to do another company in another location, and she tried to get that as well. So we want to make sure that you get an attorney and that you're paying a retainer. Listen, guys, here we go. I know you're saying, I just want to do business. I don't want to do all this. It's important that you have an attorney on retainer. Remember, I told you, interview the attorneys. Let them know what you're looking for. Go and talk to them. They'll probably give you an hour free consultation or 30-minute free consultation, because most do charge, but there are some that don't charge. When you go in and you're talking to them, you're telling them about your business, right? You're telling them, precisely if there's a need that you know of, what your need is. So say, like, for instance, for me, in my trucking, my need would be probably bodily injury, right? Because it's common in trucking, right? So you say, well, how aggressive would you be on that, right? And of course, when you go, you're going to take notes. You're going to write down the name and the address, the phone number, the email address, and the time that you are talking to the folk, and have your questions, these folks meaning the attorneys, have your questions written out, okay? Once you write those questions out, well, then that way you're keeping on the time schedule, because let me tell you something. Attorneys that are busy, or attorneys that are about something, or attorneys that are doing something productive, they're not going to give you a lot of time, like to go over. They're going to say, hey, be here at this time, or, you know, the receptionist or whomever who makes the appointment. So be there about 10 minutes ahead of time, and you're prepping your notes, okay? When you are prepping your notes prior to, when you get in there with that attorney and you're asking the questions and you're writing, they're going to be like, okay, this is a good client. They're savvy. I can work with them, okay? So I'm giving you some pointers. So you want to make sure that you prep before with your questions. Get in, ask those questions. Remember to make sure that your need is answered, okay? So once you've done that interview, you've selected your attorney. Now it's time to go in and say, hey, we spoke on such and such date. I like how you answered this question here. Now, I'm a startup. I don't have a lot of money, right? So how can you work with me, or how much does it cost to get started with you on a retainer? I have no issues going on. This is what I have. You're going to have your business license, whatever that may be, or your DBA. You're going to have your EIN. You're going to have your bank account, and you're going to have to make sure that you have mission statement, executive summary, things of that nature. So that way, when you're DBA, well, that's for everything, LLC, Inc., DBA, you want to make sure that you have those in a binder. You also want to make sure that you can leave a copy of that with them. And in there also shall be all your contact information, okay? It should be your emergency contact. It should be whoever your emergency contact is. It should be any medical directives that you have. It should be any POAs that you have. So, say for instance, I have an older daughter, right? And if I want my daughter to make decisions for me, just in case something happens where I become presumptively incapacitated or not able to make those decisions, you have your POA there, okay? Remember, I told you on last week, it's very important that you have your POA. So that's power of attorney, right? So you can ask the attorney about that and let that attorney do it, or you can just have one ready, right? Make sure you have that package so that you give that package to the attorney, right? So that way it makes his or her or the firm, whomever you're going to, or your representative, it makes their job more easy, because they're looking, they're saying, oh, wow, normally my retainer is $5,000, but you have everything together. You have no issues with anything. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you to pay $2,500. And I won't charge you for, your first hour calls. So what I'm saying to you is, you've already spoken with them, you've already interviewed them, and you've already asked them the questions. Okay, in the interview, what you charge for this, what you charge for that, what's your hourly rate, blah, blah, blah. So when you choose them and you go back in there, you got your package. Also, you want to have that same notebook that you wrote in, and you want to say, okay, well, I can afford to pay such and such per month. Or you want to say, okay, now, if I call you, you're going to charge me $100. If I call you, you're going to say, no, okay, you give me like an hour, and then can you start charging me after the hour, 30 minutes or whatever. You're kind of pushing it with an hour, but because they have an hourly rate. So You want to make sure you solidify those things verbally with the attorney. Make sure you write it down, and then the attorney that you've chosen or firm will reduce that to writing, and then you'll sign the retainer, right? In that retainer agreement, there are going to be some general things that go hand in hand with that retainer, right? So, and it's going to be it's going to be state law in there, and it's going to be their company policy, right? And then there's going to be a specialized area for you that says, okay, this is your retainer, this is what we're going to do for your company, right? And then they'll have on there miscellaneous blah, 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 right? So also remember, I told you that you want to deal with someone that not only does civil, but you want them to be able to do criminal too, right? Or if you got the criminal and the civil in the same law office or firm, well then that should be sufficient as well, right? But for me, I like dual action. I know in the past I had to have my attorney, who was my mentor, who did not practice federal law because I had an issue with the IRS, right? So I didn't practice federal law. But even though you see the license on the wall, most don't practice. They're just licensed, right? So I don't know why, but they are. And most are scared of feds. But hey, that's another conversation for another day. But at any rate, you want to make sure that you have an attorney to cover everything, if you will. And I know you say to me, Miss Wyckoff, T. Foxy, you sure know what to say, but you sure know how to say too much. No, I'm not saying too much. It is very important. As a matter of fact, it's pivotal. It's to your detriment if you do not have an attorney on retainer. As I told you guys before, I'm very fortunate because I've been to law school and I am getting things straight so that I can get back into law school and get finished, because that's my only other educational goal is to finish and to be licensed. So yeah, I'm very fortunate, but I'm not fortunate enough to not have to pay. I still have to pay. When the stuff came up with the IRS, I still had to pay, where it was maybe $100,000 for somebody else. To get the best, it may have been $25,000 for me, but I still had to pay nevertheless, right? So I'm not immune from attorneys, right? I received, was it last year? Sometime in last year, somebody kept on trying to contact my brother, because my brother is on my business for my registered agent, right? Of course, he's in Alabama, and my brother is retired military, so you don't mess with him because he's like he's quiet, but he's crazy, right? So the person just kept on doing stuff. So finally, they was able to give it to him. It was a package. It was a process server. And so he liked to cuss them out, like for real. So what he did was he sent it to me. It was real estate, and someone was trying to get me to sign the release. But there was a lawsuit, right? But not necessarily on me, but they sent in the paperwork the lawsuit. But the release wasn't in there. So I called. So when he sent it to me, I said, okay, I got it. I called the title company that I dealt with and, told the owner about it or whatever. And so he said, oh, Tony, at the time, Tony, this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay. So then it was only two houses on my road. I see somebody at the front of the road when I turn in. It's the criminal justice in me. I'm paying attention. Like, even if I'm on the phone, I'm paying attention because it's dark. So the sun was going down. It wasn't dark, but it was dark. So I'm coming down my road, And I seen the person. It was a white woman sitting on the passenger and a white guy. And the white guy was smoking a cigarette. And they was backed up in the cut. So when I passed by very slowly, they calm. And I was talking on the phone to somebody, I can't remember, but I said, call the police. If I don't come back to this phone, or if I tell you call the police ASAP. So as I go into my driveway, it was like a, roundabout driveway, and they pull in. So the lady got the door open, and she says, are you so-and-so white girl? I said, who are you? Are you so-and-so white girl? I said, who are you? I said, you better identify yourself or you better get the hell out of my yard. So I guess she felt like she knew at that point that I felt threatened, right? And I didn't have anything with me, so I couldn't do anything, right? But I know how I am, right? So she said, oh, I'm such and such. I'm a process server. I came in from Montgomery. This is what we have, blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, okay. So I got it. And she apologized and she left, right? But she had this other dude with it. I'm like, what the, So, but because of my law background, I was able to combat that, right? And it was not anything serious, right? So I didn't have to call the attorney because the attorney was at the title company, right? But still, had I had to call my attorney, I have somebody to call, right? I have several people to call, So we want to make sure that you understand how detrimental it is to have an attorney on retainer, okay? Those are sacrifices that you have to make as it pertains to paying that retainer per month. Put that in your expenses, right? Because it's an expense and it's also tax deductible. It's a retainer, it's a professional fee. So you have to make sure when you're filing your taxes that you put, those fees in. We're also, now that I said that, we're also probably going to have a CPA as well to come in and talk to you guys as well about, about expenses. But it's an expense. You don't get all of it back, but you can get some of that money back that you spent, right? Now you say, well, Miss Wyckoff, I've been in business. I had an attorney on retainer for years and I ain't used it yet. Well, when you start thinking like that, that's when shit pop up, right? So you have to be very careful. So let's just be responsible, because when we're going in business, we want to stay in business, right? You want to have that rest and ease and peace, if you will, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I gave you that. My brother has told me not to give you too much, so that's why I'm breaking it down, if you will. We talked about retainers for an attorney for your business, that it being detrimental, and if it's a pivotal part of your business. Also, I told you that it's an expense and it's tax deductible as well, right? So we want to make sure that you get what you need. I just came to you quickly about that portion for your business. Remember, throughout my guests, we're gonna have different. I'll be tuning in on those pivotal points of the business. Okay. So with having said that, I'm going to reiterate some other things with you today, and that's going to be the veterans benefits. I'm going to have Mr. Samuel Nye to come in. After the break, we're going to take a small break, and we're going to come back, and you're going to have Samuel Nye, and then Mr. Nye will close out the show. I thank you so much for tuning in with T. Foxy Wyckoff on the Boss Up Houston Network, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. I thank you so much, beautiful people. Have a great day and be safe. And make sure you're praying for others and yourself. Have a great day.
Events and Adventures knows how to make the most of being single. Get social, in person, try new things, and just have fun. Join Events and Adventures. We've been doing the single life right for over 30 years. 30 great events every month. Just visit eventsandadventures.com. Hey singles, do you feel it? The feeling like it's time to start having fun again? If you do, then you're ready to celebrate with Events and Adventures. There's never been a better time to join than right now. Meet new people with a packed calendar of fun events, exciting adventures, and future memories. It's time to live life to the fullest, to high five, skydive, and feel alive again. That feeling is here at Events and Adventures. If you're single and ready to celebrate, visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com. Are you single? Maybe you're divorced or new in town. It's time to meet your match with Events and Adventures. Whether you're low-key or adventurous, come hang out with tons of like-minded people at exciting group activities. The best part? Everyone is single. From happy hours and trivia nights to outdoor adventures and weekend getaways, Events and Adventures has something for everyone. We're all here for the same reason. So come be part of a community made for singles. Your match is waiting for you to make your move. Visit eventsandadventures.com to get started. That's eventsandadventures.com. Are you single?
Welcome back, and this is Let's Talk Business on the Houston Boss Up Network with T. Foxy Wyckoff. This is the VA rep for T. Foxy Wyckoff, and I'm here to recap our last VA information. We have good news for you guys on the housing, disability, education, health, and some extra free benefits as well. I will not be able to have the full time to talk about everything, but I'll be able to talk a little bit about the disability part. Now we've been approved to apply for 3 more new disabilities that have to do with GI. So you can apply for irritable bowel syndrome. You can also apply for GERD. You can also apply for it's one more thing. As soon as it comes to my mind, I'll let you guys know. But these disabilities are really critical. Most veterans don't know about these disabilities, or even if they do know about it, they've tried to apply, they've been having problems applying. Just contact me. My phone number is 832-361-9258. My phone number again is 832-361-9258. You can also contact me on email. My email is S as in Sierra, T as in Tango, I as in India, N as in November, G as in Golf, U as in Uniform, A as in Alpha, I as in India, 2000 at yahoo.com. Again, it is STINGUAI 2000 at yahoo.com. And we'll talk more about VA benefits. So don't forget, get in touch with me as soon as I can. I know I met a guy with Reliant. I was trying to switch my energy, and he was also having problems with his disabilities. So I gave him my information, he contacted me, and we are working on his disabilities as well. Hopefully we'll get him 100% total and permanent, and that's your goal. This is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on the Houston Boss Up Network. Thank you.
Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. And you can't talk business without talking real estate. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's given you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.